ላለመውረድ ይጫወት የነበረው ጅማ አባጅፋር በዚህ ውድድር ዘመን በነይታ ምርጡን የጨዋታ ጊዜ ያሳለፉበት ይመስለኛል። በተለይ መጀመሪያው አጋማሽ ላይ ቡድኑ 1-0 እየመራ የወጣበትን እንቅስቃሴ አሳይቷል። እቺ ጎል ስትቆጠርም በአጠቃላይ የቡድን ስራው በጣም አስደናቂ ነበረ። ከዛ ውጭ ግን የመጨረሻው ሁለተኛው አጋማሽ ላይ በጣም በፍጥነት ነበር ጎል ያስተናገዱት። በአጠቃላይ ዘንድሮ በጅማ አባጅፋር በኩል እንደ ትልቅ ችግር የሚነሳው የመሪነት ውጤታቸውን ማስጠበቅ አለመቻላቸው። ለ9ኛ ጨዋታ ጊዜ እየመሩ አቻ የወጡበት ውጤት ተመዝግቧል። ይሄ የፍጹም ቅጣት ምቱ አጋጣሚ ነው። ያው ጠዋትም አንስተናል። በኔ እይታ ብዙ አሳማኝ ያልሆነ ፍጹም ቅጣት ምት
አንዳንድ ውሳኔዎች የዳኛውን እይታ የሚወስዱ ናቸው። በተገቢው ቦታ ላይ መገኘታቸውን ብቻ የሚጠይቁ ነው። ዳኛው በተገቢው ቦታ ላይ ተገኝቷል። ውሳኔው
የመጨረሻው ይሳቸው። በእርግጥ የፍጹም ቅጣት ምቱ አልተቆጠረም። ስለዚህ የፍጹም ቅጣት ምቱ አወዛጋቢነት ትንሽ የቀነሰ ይመስለኛል በዚህ ጎል አለመቆጠር ምክንያት። ከዛ ባሻገር ግን ከደቂቃዎች በኋላ እንደገና ሌላ አወዛጋቢ የዳኝነት ውሳኔ ነበረ። ከአንተነህ ጉግሳ በግሩም የተሻገረን ኳስ ስንታየው መንግስቱ አስደናቂ ኮንትሮል፣ አስደናቂ ጎል፣ ነገር ግን ከጨዋታ እንቅስቃሴ ውጭ ነበረ። በኦፍሳይድ ምክንያት ጎሉ መጽደቅ አልነበረበትም።
አእምሮን ተጠቅሟል። ሁለቱንም እግሮቹን ተጠቅሟል። ሙሉ ለሙሉ ሰውነቱን አዙሮ ነው የውድድር ዘመኑን 10ኛ ጎል ስንታየው መንግስቱ ማስቆጠር የቻለው። 9 ጨዋታዎችን በጉዳት አልፈውታል፣ ግን 10 ጎሎች ማስቆጠር ችሏል። ከደቂቃዎች በኋላ ቅዱስ ጊዮርጊስ 34 ነጥብ ይዞ ከኢትዮጵያ ቡና በ1 ነጥብ ዝቅ ብሎ አስቀድሞ የ23ኛ ሳምንት ጨዋታውን ያደርጋል። ካሸነፈ በ37 ነጥብ የኢትዮጵያ ፕሪሚየር ሊግ ሁለተኝነትን መያዝ የሚችልበትን ጨዋታ ከሲዳማ ቡና ጋር ያደርጋል።
ቅዱስ ጊዮርጊስ በጣም ጥሩ አጀማመር ነው ያደረገው። በመጀመሪያ ጨዋታው ድል ቀንቶታል። ከዚያ ባሻገር ግን ለሲዳማ ቡና ይሄኛው ጨዋታ በጣም አስፈላጊ ነው። አሁን ካለበት 11ኛ ወደ 9ኛ ደረጃ ከፍ የሚልበት ነው። ስለዚህ ለአሰልጣኝ ገብረመድህን ኃይሌ ክለባቸውን ማሸነፍ በጣም አስፈላጊ ነው የሚሆነው።
ወልቂጤ ከተማና ድሬዳዋን ከሲዳማ ቡና በላይ እየተመለከትን ነው። ተገረፋድ ላይ ጨዋታቸውን ያደርጋሉ። ይሄ ማለት የዋንጫ ያህል የሚጠበቅ ላለመውረድ የሚደረግ ትግል ነው። ያንን የሚወስነው ደግሞ የዛሬ የሲዳማ ቡናና የቅዱስ ጊዮርጊስ ጨዋታ የሲዳማ ቡና ውጤት ነው። የድሬዳዋና ወልቂጤ አሰልጣኝ ብትሆን በምን አይነት ሁኔታ ነው ይህን ጨዋታ የምትመለከተው?
ሁሉም ቡድኖች ይህንን ነገር በደንብ የሚከታተሉ ይመስለኛል። እያንዳንዱ የሚደረጉት ጨዋታዎች በጉጉት የሚጠበቁ ናቸው።
የዚህ ዘመን የውድድር ዘመን ጨዋታዎችን እየተመለከትን ነው። ሁለቱም ቡድኖች 20 ጨዋታዎችን አድርገዋል። ቅዱስ ጊዮርጊስ 9 አሸንፏል፣ ሲዳማ 6፣ 3 አቻ በሲዳማ 7 ጨዋታዎችን አቻ ወጥቷል። ቅዱስ ጊዮርጊስ ባሸነፉበት ጨዋታ ልክ ነው የሚለያዩት። 11 ጨዋታዎችን ተሸንፏል ሲዳማ ቡና። ቅዱስ ጊዮርጊስ 4 ብቻ ነው የተሸነፈው። ደረጃቸው 11ኛ እና 3ኛ ነው። ነጥባቸው 34 እና 21 ነው።
ያስቆጠሩት የጎል መጠንም የቡድኖቹ ልዩነት በደንብ ያሳየናል። ቅዱስ ጊዮርጊስ 32 ጎሎችን አስቆጥሯል። ሲዳማ ቡና በግማሽ ያነሰ ጎል ነው ያስቆጠረውና የውድድር ዘመኑ ትልቁ የቡድኑ ችግር ጎሎችን ማስቆጠር ነው። በእርግጥ ማማዶ ሲዲቤ፣ ኦኬኪ አፎላቢ የመሳሰሉ ተጫዋቾችን አስፈርመዋል። ግን አሁንም ያ ችግር የተቀረፈ አይመስለኝም። ከሰበታ ከተማ ጋር በቀደም 0-0 ሲለያዩ ብዙ የግብ ዕድሎችን አምክነዋል።
ሲዳማ ቡና ከሁሉም ቡድኖች በላይ ማሸነፍን በጣም ይፈልጋል። ምክንያቱም በ2014 የውድድር ዘመን የፕሪሚየር ሊግ ተሳታፊ መሆኑን ማረጋገጥ ከሚችልባቸው ቀሪ ጨዋታዎች መካከል አንዱ የዛሬው ጨዋታ ነው።
በትክክል በመጀመሪያ ጨዋታው ቀደም ያነሳ ነው የሰበታ ከተማው ጨዋታ ላይ ቡድኑ በጣም አስደናቂ ጨዋታ ነበር ያሳለፈው። በእርግጥ ጎል ያለማስቆጠር ችግር በዛ ጨዋታ ላይ ውጤት ይዞ እንዳይወጣ አድርጎታል እንጂ ሰበታ ከተማን ማሸነፍ የሚያስችል አቅም ነበረው በዛኛው ጨዋታ። የዛሬው የቅዱስ ጊዮርጊስ ጨዋታም በትልቁ የቡድኑን ቆይታ የሚወስን ጨዋታ እንደሆነ አስባለሁ። ለዛም ይመስለኛል አሰልጣኙ በጣም ወሳኝ የሚባሉ ለውጦችን ጭምር አድርገዋል። ቢኒያም በላይ ተቀያሪ ወንበር ላይ ተቀምጧል። ከዛ ባሻገር ዮናስ ገረመው አላባ ወደ ተቀያሪ ወንበር ተመልሷል። በእነሱ ቦታ ደግሞ ሌሎች ተጫዋቾችን አሰልፈዋል እና አሰልጣኙ ይበልጥ የዛሬውን ጨዋታ ማሸነፍ የሚፈልጉ ይመስለኛል።
ገብረመድህን ኃይሌ በ1980ዎቹ መጀመሪያ በቅዱስ ጊዮርጊስ 10 ቁጥር የሚታወቅ የአጥቂ ስፍራ ተጫዋች ነበር። ዛሬ ደግሞ የሲዳማ ቡና አሰልጣኝ ሆኖ ቅዱስ ጊዮርጊስን ይገጥማል። ከዚህ ጋር ተያይዞ አስተያየቱን ከጨዋታው በፊት እንደሚከተለው ሰጥቶናል።
ዛሬ ያው የተለየ ስሜት ባይኖረውም ግን አንድ ጠንካራ ጨዋታ ነው። አንድ እንደ ጊዮርጊስ ያው ጠንካራ እንደመሆኑ መጠን ማለት ነው። ከዛ በላይ ደግሞ ሲዳማ ከነበረበት ያው ጥንካሬ ወደታች ወርዷል። አሁን በዚህ ሰዓት በጣም ነጥብ የሚያስፈልግበት ወቅት ነውና በዚህ ሁኔታ ላይ ሆነን ነው የምንገጥመው ጊዮርጊስን። ያው ጊዮርጊስ ቡድን እኔ የነበርኩበት ነው። ያው ብዙ ዓመታት የተጫወትኩለት ቡድን ነው። የተለየ ስሜት ባይሰማኝም ግን አሁን ባለው ግን ሲዳማ እንዲያሸንፍ በጣም ትልቅ ፍላጎት ስላለኝ ከዚህ አንፃር ያው የሚኖረው ውድድር ቀላል አይባልም።
ነገ ድሬዳዋና ወልቂጤ ይጫወታሉ። ስለዚህ ማሸነፍ በጣም ወሳኝ ነው ለእናንተ። የማጥቃት ጨዋታ እንጠብቅ ዛሬ?
ምንም ጥርጥር የለውም። ይሄ ጥንቃቄ የተሞላበት ጨዋታ ሆኖ ግን በማጥቃት ላይ የተመሰረተ ጨዋታ እንጫወታለን።
ፍራንክ ኑተል የቅዱስ ጊዮርጊስ አሰልጣኝ የዛሬንም ጨዋታ ለማሸነፍ በማሰብ ወደ ሜዳ እንገባለን፣ የሁለተኝነት ፉክክሩ ላይ ትልቅ ነጥብ መጣል የለብንም ብለዋል። ዛሬ እንግዲህ ጠንካራ የሚባል ስብስባቸውን ይዘዋል። ትንሽ ቀናት እረፍት ነው ያደረጉት በመጨረሻው ጨዋታ ነው። በዛሬ ማለት 2 ቀን እረፍት ብቻ ነው ያላቸው።
አሰልጣኝ ፍራንክ ኑተል በመጀመሪያ ጨዋታቸው እንግዲህ አሸንፈዋል። ስለዚህ የዛሬውን ጨዋታ ደግሞ ይበልጥ የሚያሸንፍ ከሆነ ሁለተኛ ደረጃን ከኢትዮጵያ ቡና መረከብ ይችላሉና ለቅዱስ ጊዮርጊስ በጣም አስፈላጊ ጨዋታ ይመስለኛል የዛሬው ጨዋታ። ከዛ ውጭ ግን እዚህ ቡድን ላይ የከናን ማርክነህ ወደ ብቃቱ መመለስና ወደ ቋሚ አሰላለፍ መመለስ ብዙ ነገር እንደቀየረ አስባለሁ። የቡድኑ አብዛኛው የማጥቃት እንቅስቃሴ በመስመሮች የነበረውን የከናን መምጣት መሀል ለመሀልም ብዙ ድሎችን የሚፈጥር ቡድን አድርጎታልና ዛሬም ከናን ማርክነህ የቡድኑ ቁልፍ እንደሚሆን እንጠብቃለን። 5ኛ
ጨዋታቸውን በኢትዮጵያ ፕሪሚየር ሊግ እያደረጉ ይገኛሉ። የቅዱስ ጊዮርጊሱ አሰልጣኝ ፍራንክ ኑተል ከጨዋታው በፊት አስተያየታቸውን እንደሚከተለው ሰጥቷል። አብረን እንከታተላቸው።
Good afternoon. First of all, every game's competitive. Every team is working very, very hard for their club, and all the players are working very hard. And as I say, it's a very competitive league, and I'm sure that that'll be the case today.
Today we'll be facing Sidama Coffee. What will be your approach?
Same as always. We go and try to win the game. We don't change that in any way. We go and try to win. So we've got to be really positive and keep pushing for the whole duration of the game.
You played your last game 2 days back. Any injuries?
3 days ago, but yeah, there's 1 or 2, but we're okay.
22ኛ ጨዋታቸውን ሁለቱ ቡድኖች ያደርጋሉ። እስካሁን ድረስ 14 ጊዜ ቅዱስ ጊዮርጊስ አሸንፏል። 6ቱን ደግሞ ሲዳማ ቡና 1 ጊዜ አቻ ወጥቷል። የዛሬን ጨዋታ ማን ያሸንፋል? ከደቂቃዎች በኋላ የሀዋሳ ዩኒቨርሲቲ ስታዲየም ምላሹን የሚሰጠን ይሆናል። ከሱፐር ስፖርት ጋር በመሆን ጨዋታዎቹን እንድትከታተሉ እንጋብዛችኋለን። መልካም ጊዜ ይሁንላችሁ።
I'll leave you with beautiful pictures, especially from the Sidama Cultural Hall, where a lot does happen, but where, of course, you can commemorate and also pay respect to the different patriots who fought against the Italians, and among them Alito Hewano, a very known patriot in the Italian occupation of Ethiopia in the 1930s. But the other patriots as well did take part in that war, and that brings us to the beautiful panorama of the Hawassa University Stadium. That's where there's going to be the battle between Sidama Coffee and St. George in round 23 of the Ethiopian Premier League, playing game number 135. With Sidama Buna looking for a chance to try and get 3 points up ahead. St. George as well trying to solidify their chance of ending it in a very good position. They are currently third on the log with 34 points. They're being brought onto the field by the match commissioner Fikadu Gedma, who's led them on. It's going to be another crunch match here at the Ethiopian Premier League. Fabian Farnol is the Guinea-Conakry goalkeeper for the Sidama Buna side, who has been trying to save the shots that have been coming in his direction. And he's got a very big responsibility today, in as much as the strikers have the responsibility as well. Up at the front, Mamadou Sidibe will be expected to play a better game than he did the last time. He's also getting a first-team place again today. This is how the head-to-head will be like. I mean, 21 times they have played. St. George has won 14 times. They've had only one draw, and they've scored 30 goals against 8 that has been scored by the Sidama side. They have totally been able to this fixture. The reverse one, incidentally, was a 0-0 draw on the last day of January 2021. But today, Sidama is bringing in the men they want to do duty for them. You have to watch out for the goalkeeper, the big Fabian Farnol. Likes to call himself Sedi as well. In the midfield, there's Ziasa Mukero and Mamadou Sidibe as well. Up at the front, Dawit Feraguta and Okikia Folabi, together with Aptam Gezahen. It just means they've brought in everybody that they want for today's game. There is Meari Mena, Sane Mutuku, and Fedudin Jamal and Emmanuel Ndala in the back four. Then in the midfield, there'll also be Biran Washamo, and he will be expected to push up at the front for the strikers. Dr. Haile Jesus Bazizeo is the referee for today's game. He's assisted by international assistant Temezgen Samuel, and then Daniel Tibebu, and the fourth official is an international referee as well, Lemine Gusi. Looking at the St. George side, well, they are still trying to get a first 11 side that can be formidable. They've brought in Salah-Eddin Said, who missed a couple of bubbles out of a decision by the club. Emmanuel Mikhail has got to give a better himself. Salah-Eddin Said will remember that he missed a penalty in the last game that they played in the 50th minute and want to do a better job up at the front. Kenny and Markner did score in the last game, so that's why he's also preferred. There's not Niles Aleke, Frank from Mensu, Abdul Karim Mohammed, and then Kadunya in that defense. Then Abel Yalea will be helping them up at the front. Haida Sharef, of course, in the middle. They got a good bench as well. Matasi, the Kenyan goalkeeper, is still there. Liam Birhanu as well. Emmanuel Terfu is one would like to see on the field. We haven't seen him for a little while as well. Yes, Bira Tesfaye has been used before. Ebon and Dali has also been used before. They might just be coming in for today's game as well. That's the coach on the Sidama side. Haile Gabriel Medin brought in some big men from the team he coached previously into his side. For the new coach of the St. George side, Natal Frank, things couldn't be going any better than they are at the moment. Having come from a win against Bahadar at 2-0. But he will remember that they lost to Elita and drew with Chima, and last win was against Yusufun. And they will think it is to take 2 points out of this one today. Looking like there's going to be a little bit of a change as well in the defense will be lining up on the other side. Looking more like Salim We're trying to get the ball down to the line. Mamadou Sidibe intercepts it from not now the Lakers' intention. A little chip, they're all on side, and it's two of them. Okiki Afolabi is put it in the net. He takes a very easy shot there. And I tell you, there's so much celebration on the Sidama bench. They really wanted this goal today. They will join him in a little bit of that celebration that says thank you to whatever different intervention has come for this. Frimpong Benson will be blaming his goalkeeper as well. But they left two men on side. The left foot of Okiki Afolabi beats the left foot of Frimpong Benson. Beats the left side of the goalkeeper Baru Negash. What a shot, Frank Natal will be wondering what happened here. It comes from the midfield from Mamadou. No offside at all. There's two of them and only one defender. Afolabi's second touch is the one that gets Baru Negash off his rhythm.
Oh, St. George playing a very, very high line, and that one pass right behind the central defenders. Okiki Afolabi with the precision of a surgeon. He picks his foot. The goalkeeper is already going on the ground, and he puts the ball right below him for his fourth goal of the league.
Well, a quick one from Okiki Afolabi. And it does well because the goalkeeper will always look at the rhythm in your feet, and they know when you're going to take a shot. So they thought he's going to be organizing himself, but he takes one step and then puts the ball in the net. It's 1-0. It's in favor of Sidama with Okiki Afolabi, the man on target at the Hawasa University Stadium. Sidama 1, St. George 0. This will give us a very, very good game today. Another one coming to Baru Negash. Again, it was being waited for by Mamadou Sidibe. 2 minutes after the resumption, Okiki Afolabi opens the score line. Yasser Mugerwa going to chip it back into the midfield, but not accurately to anyone on his team. Now Haida Sharefa. Should have seen the celebration on the bench for the Sidama side. I think it's the assistant coach who was rolling over and over again in just some kind of happiness there. This is a foul, but Kenyan Markner should look at where it's going to fall. You fall from behind, don't fall onto somebody else's knee, it will hurt you again. A free kick will be given to the St. George side. And that's what I talked about earlier on, that you can't afford to play a slow game when the rest are speeding it up. This is going to be a header that will not be a target at all from Emmanuel. No, from Abel Yaleo. It's not going to give them anything. Emmanuel and Dale was already cutting him off there. So what does this do to the game, Gilbert? How does it change the stakes here?
It will change the way the game is going to be played. I think for Sidama Bona, they had it right. They've completely cut out the St. George midfield, and that is where
Frank
Ashamo
is listening to you.
Yes, Ashamo and Dawit Guta are playing a very pivotal role
in
the
the midfield. He was
midfield.
scratching his ear there. He's listening to everything you're saying.
Kenan Makne and Hadia Sherefa are playing very much deep in their own half, and therefore not supporting their strikers.
They left the defense open, and Mamadou Sidibe wants to punish them again with another hard shot here that bounces off the chest of the goalkeeper Baru Negash. But he recovers on time to pick it up. He's got a shot like a mule. Talking about Mamadou Sidibe, the Malian, in the Sidama side. They're playing at home, picks up a loose ball, looks for space, and unleashes the first shot.
That's a lot of space. That's a lot of space according to a man who has a shot of a mule, as you've rightly put it.
This is Edo Kadunya. Oh, the ground is feeling the pinch now. Very first time since Adunya become regular on the first 11 that we see him feeling the pinch. Afolabi just with the first control, the second one, because the goalkeeper is waiting for him to take another step forward. Look at that celebration I was talking about earlier on by the assistant coach. He didn't do it just once. I think he did 3 of them. Maybe the fourth one we didn't get as well, but he did 3 of them, I tell you. Those somersaults in there. Oh, well, talk about what a goal can do to a grown-up man and an assistant coach for that matter.
Absolutely, absolutely, Bernard. They were hanging on a thread just before the goal.
Who's that?
Sidama were hanging on a thread.
They still are hanging on a thread.
They're in a relegation battle.
Yeah, they still are hanging there. We still have a lot of minutes in this game. 39 minutes still yet to go. That's a lot of game that is left in here. Pushed forward by Baru Negash. It just helps them, sigh with relief, but it doesn't give anything away here. Rimena tries to get onto this one. Yasser Mugerwa tries some fancy footwork that gets it to Mamadou Sidibe. Control it. Oh, he was going to give it to Mena, who didn't know that it was going to be going on that left side. Well, they shouldn't go for the fancy play just as yet, Gilbert.
No, no. At this point in time, I think now that St. George is subdued, this is where you need to continue attacking until you can get the second and third goal before they can recover.
Negash knows that as well, so he's pushing it out forward. Falabi needs to know that he can't be in the offside. He's running in a belabored way. I think he's probably not comfortable on one foot. Seemed like he was hopping towards the ball. But let that not fool you. When he gets onto the ball, he's a mercenary. He just finishes it off. Sidama obviously playing in their own region. Hawassa is the capital of the Sidama province, so they are literally at home here. Gabriel Michaela, he's got a Dunya on the right side for the St. George side. If they look on the left, they will see Kenan Markne, and Emmanuel is trying to open it up for them as well. Dunya was trying to get a return ball from Gabriel Michael. It's a better delivery onto the left side by Desta Demu. The clearance by Sunday Butuko off the head of Manuel Gabriel Michael. And Fabian rises to pick this one up. He likes to be called Sedi as well. Fabian Panol. Fetruddin Jamal is helping him in defense. He's most recently become one of the finest defenders on the right back positions for the Sidama side. That's after he had encountered some very tough times. He was suspended for accumulation of 5 yellow cards, and then he did get another. He got a red card again, 2 red cards in one half of the season. I think I've made him want to calm down and not miss any of the matches that the side is playing. And Dale sends this one back into the touch. It's going to be a throw-in. It's going to be for the Sidama side. That's Fetruddin. You wanted to say something about him?
You're actually saying that the second red card took him to rehabilitation.
I didn't say that. I didn't say
he came back a very reformed fella.
That's what I said. Yeah. But I didn't say he went to rehabilitation. I just said he got a second yellow card. Yeah, that makes you reflect a little bit, you know. Yeah. So he stayed in his defensive formation. That's the more important thing. And has been very disciplined so far, not having picked up any other one. Because tries to go around the defenders, doesn't get there. This is cleared again by Fetruddin Jamal. It's going to be a throw-in for St. George. Coming from the left side. They're also pushing enough, trying to look for the options to use. Markne comes all the way into the defense to help out. Dunya is moving too far away from the ball. Can't get that pass at all. Now he can. He's opened up. Oh, plays it back to Destademo. So they've opted to use Barunegash as well. Good stop by Salahdin, and then onto the left side to Abdul Karim. Tries to float it into the box. It comes onto the right side to Gabriel Michael. Adunya's running on the flanks. Wants to bring in a 45, tries to chip it, but it develops a mind of its own and goes so far off the field of play. Just wanted a little chip into a 45, Gilbert.
It's a good run. It's a good run. It's covered a distance of about 100 meters. And it's only that that pass from Emmanuel, of course, he has 2 minds at that particular point, and his chip let him down.
Yeah, the chip doesn't come back in a 45. It goes over to the other side. Wanted a little tap on it in that speed that he's running in. That tap doesn't come out the best. Oh, this is the earlier one by the Sidama side. Yasser Mugerwa getting himself fouled with Kenan Markne that time. And so Yasser will walk off the field of play to get some medication. Before then, play will not resume as yet. Just needs to work on the 20% accuracy to make it 100. But judging by the other percentages we've seen in the field of play, his is not a bad one. St. George must be reeling, must be thinking about what substitution they should be making. They're having a little bit of a consultation between Zerihun Chengeta and who's the assistant coach, and the head coach Frank Natal. But I think I should get into this one. And that's the day move. Go for it. So like has spotted Manuel, has spotted Belia Leo. He's getting it back to Salahidin, and then Haida Sharifa joins the attack. This one's just rising as it gets towards the goal area. The speed will work for them. The accuracy will work even better as well once they get the ball out there. We'll put it.
Absolutely, and that's a good shot from Haida Sharifa deep from midfield. And Nathaniel Zeleke, there's similarity, there's every similarity in the way they're playing. I think with both of them being a little bit slower, one of them needs to be sacrificed if they have to control the midfield.
I'll see if the coach is going to be noticing that and doing that as well. It's going to be a free kick in the middle of the field for the St. George side. And Frimpong Mensu is joining them. Kenny and Markney now. Dunya as well. Gets it to Markney. They are veering away from the target. Afera Gucha will pick it up easily for the Sidama side. Here is Yasa Mugewa. Managed to get the better of Frimpong Mensu. And in all honesty, the moment you beat Frimpong Mensu in that defense for the St. George side, you're almost home and dry, aren't you, Gilbert?
Absolutely, absolutely, because he's the cog. He's the key man at the defense. And once you beat him, then you have a lot of space in between him and the goalkeeper.
Comes too deep sometimes. It's going to be a free kick here, given to the Sidama side. I think there's going to be a substitution as well. This is the one that has been called against Niall Zaleke. So the substitution would suggest that Kenyan Makne is going to be going off the field of play. You called it correctly. And his place is going to be taken by Abraham Getachew. Getachew came in the 74th minute against Chima and 94th minute against Sabeta. That was in added time. I think he's going to get more play time today in place of Kenyan Makne. Forward. Header is just marginally off target by Kikia Folabi. That's the kind of shot that picks everybody else, including the goalkeeper. It just doesn't get target here, Gilbert.
It's well floated and right in between the two defenders. He just sneaks in. And what a way to hit that ball. It just misses the bar there by a few inches.
Well, that's a man who really knows what he wants for his team. And he's going for everything here. And the St. George side are going to have to watch out because it's not finished yet. I think there's more that will be coming in for that side. With Kikia Folabi. Trying to get this one into the net on the other side, and then now Kenyan Makne will bring it. Rather, not Kenyan Makne, he's already come off the field of there. Gabriel Mikael was bringing it forward. It's going to be a foul that will be given to St. George here. But a new man has got a hairstyle that looks like Kenyan Makne. Completely also looks like Emmanuel Gabriel Mikael. Is Abraham Getachew. He's in the game at the moment. In jersey number 25. So it's going to be Emmanuel Gabriel Mikael will be left to take that one for the St. George side. Instructions coming from the goalkeeper, Fanol, on how the wall should be mounted, but Gabriel Mikael is preparing himself to take it. And Fanol comes off his line, fits this one very well off his own defender, Nehari Mena. Thinks he bangs into him as well. He's going to be feeling a little bit of the pinch, but he's got to get back onto his feet. He picks it up, but Mena's closest to him and knocks him a bit. He's a big man. He's obviously going to recover from that very quickly. You probably have noticed by now that when a player bangs himself against his own player, he recovers faster than if he bangs himself against the opposing side.
Absolutely.
He gets quickly well. Rodriguez will start it for St. George. Mensu, Scott, and the new man, Abraham Getachew. who's gotten Abdul Karim Mohammed to Emmanuel Gabriel. Can he get through everybody else? He does. He's looking for a 45. It brings the ball down. It's a penalty from the pullback situation. And Ferdinand Jamal will be deemed to be the guilty man in that one. Gabriel was taking everybody down the wire. Then was trying to turn back. Seemed to have been brought down by Ferdinand Jamal. Yeah, it is again then. You be the judge of whether it was enough to get to that penalty. I really do not think. I don't know. You be the judge of that one. There's touch on him, yes, but it's not deliberate touch, and it's designed to go and get the ball. Fabian Farnola will going to be tested by Abel Yaleo. The scorer of 3 goals so far. Yaleo has been given the responsibility. Farnola knows the rules. He's staying behind the line, and when he takes a step, he'll have to come forward, but he's not supposed to leave that line. Yaleo versus Farnola in what might just tie the game for the St. George side. Yaleo goes to it. Oh, he hits the post and it goes over the bar. St. George will lose that chance to be able to level the scores here. There is jubilation here on Farnola, who has covered the goal area. And that just tells you how big this game is today. Ferdinand, he did have a touch on Gabriel Mikael, but he was going for that ball. And then this one just flushed over the bat.
It's poorly taken. It's poorly taken. You know, he was trying to get the upper 90, but again, he exerted too much pressure on that ball. And
Baru Negas can't believe it. He thought that was going to be the moment in which they are going to actually tie the goal here. The big men celebrating in defense for Emmanuel Gabriel Mikael. All that pain of going down in that side will have gone to West. Second time in one day that we've seen a penalty being flapped. Because earlier in the day, Mengistu Sitaye, who also missed the penalty, trying to get it onto the upper side. It might look like a bad delivery, but I tell you, mathematically and scientifically, it's been proven. There are only 2 areas of the goal in which, if you try to score from a penalty, you will score. And that's the upper right side and the upper left side. And he tried to go for the upper left, but he hit the post. Goalkeepers are never able to get to that place when it comes to a penalty. They'll have to attempt to come in again from the left side. Now this time it's Ndale who's down. With the current situation as 1-0, Sidama can go up to 24 points and go up to the 9th position, just behind Sebeta. That would lift them off the relegation zone, and that's why it's a crunch match today. On the other side, the St. George side will remain up there in the 3rd position with 35, with 34 if it ended like this. But there's still a couple of minutes remaining in this game. 25 is still a lot of minutes in a game of football. Yeah, they'll bring it back to the goalkeeper, Baru Negas. Wants to start a quick one for the side. Salahdin controls it. Gives it to the new man, Abraham Getachew. Getachew doesn't have the control. He's going to be penalized for a foul here as well. For holding on to Ashamo. So this is going to be a free kick for the Sidama side. They're hoping they can use all this to be able to benefit them. Mensu then cuts it away from Bai Gezahin. Comes back to the midfield now. Good ball diagonally to Adunya. And then I'm not exactly sure where Abraham was trying to take that ball to. Very sure that for the Jima side, they purposely want to try and get this ball to Okiki Afolabi. 2 left-footed players challenging each other for it. And the left foot of Freeport Mensu does the wonder in getting that ball away. Standing with 2 quick when he cuts it off on this other side. the referee ruled that it has already rolled off the field of play. So it's going to be taken for a throw. In fact, Natal is issuing very quick instructions here. He knows that he needs this game badly. He needs to finish in a better position. The fight for the second position is still very open, because if St. George get even a point out of this, they will tie with Ethiopia Buna. And then you have to look at the goal difference, and they've got an inferior goal difference. It might remain just there, but if Adia also gets 3 points, they get to 35, so again tie with Buna. Bahadar as well can still remain there as well. So that is why this game is very difficult. It's going to be a free kick here. Down on the left side. It's going to go out for a free kick. This is it's been tackled from the end by Abel Yaleo, but legally so he loses position. And some footwork designs to get the better of that. Emmanuel Gabriel-Mikael. Let's throw in quickly. Push into the box. It's the goalkeeper's ball here. And Fatian Fanol knows it. He's a very frustrated striker here, Gilbert.
He is. I mean, the kind of feed that has been going to him is not really a mark for a striker. He's not getting the feed.
Well, Barunegash has to really pull himself up to get onto this one. You know, if the ball comes all the way from the goalkeeper on the other side and goes into the net, it will count as a goal. So Barunegash just really on time. Plus, there was a big run to try and catch up with him by Okikia Polabi. Frimpong Mensu is keeping him in check, making it very difficult for him to have a free time up at the front. Demu will push it to Haida Shirefa. And a shot here that's full of firepower, but not accuracy from Gabriel Mikael. Not a bad shot, Gilbert. I mean, not a bad power that he puts onto it. But they say there's got to be, oh, this is Abraham, I beg your pardon. They say it's got to have the accuracy as well for it to merit, you know, getting anything out of.
Yeah, I think it's his inclusion of Getachew. You've seen that St. George have started getting their leverage, especially in the midfield.
Yes, they are. Kikia is feeling the pinch of being in this game so far. He's got to go out to the left side. And Gabriel Mikael and Olebachu now find themselves together as Gabriel is Olebachu, brings it back. Haida Shirefa looking for her to strike from, brings in a very short pass that was intended for the man on the right side. Better run down on the right. Destademu overlapping. Now he's got the touch on the ball. He's going to go out for a goal kick. Not going to get anything out of that. This is going to be for the side. Okikia Folabi. The man who scored in the 47th minute is going to be substituted. He took a little bit of a knock again from the defender Frimpong Mensu, but he got a very good delivery from Mamadou Sidibe. And the first good touch and second good touch was into the net in the 47th minute of the game. He is going to be substituted by Ikezu Bugale on the Sidama side. A forward for a forward, Gilbert.
Yeah, I think Okik is just tired. I mean, he's really given his all for 70 minutes. I think they needed fresh legs just to be able to keep the fire burning in the Sidama Buna forward line.
Why would they put legs into the fire? Why can't they put some firewood? I know what you mean, Gilbert. Yeah, we need to keep it going all along. They don't need to slacken a little bit on the firepower up at the front. This is a junior. I don't know if it's just me, but I was thinking that he had started evading responsibility, you know, not making himself available for the passes, playing retrogressively most of the time, back to his defenders, not looking forward. At least he pushes this into the midfield. So Leke onto the right side. Yeah, then back to Adunya. who touches it nicely for Yaleo. Abel brings it across. It's a big one. Touched by the goalkeeper, Fanola. Right in front of Saladin. Could have very easily touched that ball, Saladin. Adunya again. Nice little touch coming. To have been from the offside position. And we're going into another water break, the second water break. But I don't know if it was offside at all. It is not.
There is no offside.
Frimpong Mensu is putting him onside.
There is no offside.
So that decision again by the second assistant, Daniel Tibebu, I think gives the ref, gives the coach a very bad feeling. Oh, he doesn't believe that that was called in for offside. It wasn't though. You and I got a chance to see it. The assistant sees it only once. Sidama once and George Neil Gilbert at about this time in the last quarter of the game, last 20 or so minutes. What do you think is the advice that can be given to the Sidama side?
I think Sidama have controlled most part of this game for over 60 minutes, especially the midfield battle. If they have to win this match, they must keep it going for the entire 90 minutes by controlling the midfield, because they've slackened a little bit and they've allowed St. George to come back, and now St. George is controlling the midfield, and there's a lot of backpedaling for the Sidama Puna side.
Well, St. George will equally need some advice at about this time. The firepower up front has been increased in bringing in Abraham Gitacho, now to combine with Emmanuel Gabriel Mikhail. But he also previously had Saladin Said, but he's missing in most of the action that is going up at the front. I don't know if they're keeping him deliberately out of ball position. It's going to be taken from Faru Negash's side and deep into the area. A foul will be given here again. Saladin will be a guilty man in this one, together with Abel Yaleo. Yesterday we got yellow carded earlier on. It's going to be a free kick here for the
Karim, you got.
Sidama side. This has gone out. Fanon is giving it a very hard shot. It's not getting to Baye Gezahen. Actually, the feed has totally evaded Baye Gezahen. The midfield has not been very well used by Sidama in this second half. And St. George are having more men in that midfield, but aren't they?
Absolutely. I think the introduction of Getachew has really brought some firepower in that St. George midfield, and now they're controlling affairs.
This should again be ruled offside, but maybe this is a better decision than the first one we had. Could have just left from, was trying to come back from behind the defender. Again,
there is no offside. There is no offside. The ball is already left the feet of a Sidibe.
There's no offside there again. Oh, the coach has reason not to believe in those two. He thinks those are opportunities that is being denied. Shooting by, but yeah, it's by. Gets ahead, goes for a shot. Dawid just fails to convert what would have been the easiest shot. He goes on his left foot. He wanted to just punch it into the net. The coach was already celebrating it. Gets ahead, shields it off, and then takes a shot. Dawid had the easiest of tasks there, but yeah.
I mean, they just get the Ethiopia defense. St. George defense in 6s and 7s. That should have been the simplest of goals for Dawid.
It tried to exert the simplest of pressure as well. Actually, the ball develops a mind of its own, and it just decides to go over the bar.
It doesn't have eyes. You have to
No,
direct
it doesn't. That's why I said it develops a mind, not a vision of its own, not a sight of its own. Yeah. But you've got to listen to me sometimes, you know.
Dawid needs to help that ball go where it wants to. That's an opportunity to lost.
Well, it's going to be a foul here. And high boots on the new man, Bogale Ikezu, just came into the field a few minutes ago. He's exerting himself hard on the game, and he just tests the team. It's going to be another substitution by the Sidama side, who wants to bring in Joseph Johannes. The man who's played 9 matches for the side. They're bringing in for the tired Yasser Mugero. And Yasser in this second half has certainly not been as visible as he was in the very first half, so it's quite understandable. Coming in the 45th minute against Meta today, got the first team selection. A little touch. By Gezahen. Well, by Tamu Gezahen will send it off the field of play for us. That's going to be it.
It's a professional foul. It's a professional, and he just puts his arm around Bogale, because had he not done that, Bogale was already in 5th gear, and it was going to be trouble for the St. George side.
Baronegish doesn't get onto it. I mean, it does get into it without any trouble at all. 77th minute, we're playing the 78 minutes. Sidama still leading this one. The character of Sidama will come into question, whether they can be able to hold on to this until the end. The character of St. George will come into question. Can they push for an equalizer before the 90th minute? Fanol will take it. Big shot that he gives it. The assistant and the head coach exchanging words about what they need to do, exchanging notes. That's going to be offside. Very well spotted by the assistant referee, Temesgen Samuel, on Salahdin. And he was already a couple of inches out by the time that ball was coming to it. You want to see it again? Oh, there it is. On the line. You've got to look at the angle. Remember, this line is coming towards us from that side. We look at it almost like a triangle with the line that is supposed to be used for that. So it's not the best place to be able to make that decision, but that was offside. 29 fouls in the game. Since we're not looking at that, we're looking at the chances they are creating up at the front. Sander Matuku heads it out for a corner. He has decided in today's game that he's not going to be spending a lot of time on that ball, trying to control it and pushing it forward. Moves it at the quickest of chances, much to the chagrin of Francis Natal. Frank Natal, as is best known. Yaleo brings in the corner, headed out by Njale. The shot blocked off again by Joseph Johannes. No foul here, says the referee. Frimpong Mensah is off his line and decides to fling himself onto the ball. He's being covered by Abdul Karim and Adunya as well, who comes into the central position. Now they've got Igazu Bugale trying to get onto it. It's going to be, no, it should have been a corner. No, you understand the frustration. Bugale didn't even touch that ball.
Yeah, that. Ball actually touched him to Frimpong.
No, Adunya.
Yeah,
it's Adunya. Yeah, Frimpong is. Yeah, that's Adunya, but that should have been a corner.
He had an opportunity to control it in the first place.
Well, from our own, it doesn't. That's no reason for him to be denied the corner, but don't rationalize.
He had an opportunity to control the ball in the first place.
Oh, okay, Gilbert. But that was a corner anyway. Look, the referee sees it only once, the assistant sees it only once. You and I see it twice or 3 times. It's going to be a ball being started by Baru Negash. The control by Joseph Ioannis is a foul control. There's going to be another substitution here by the Sidama side. It's a good number of substitutions that are made. So Binyam will be coming into the field of play. Binyam Belay. He played last against Sabeta. He came in the 60. He was substituted in the 66th minute. He had started the game and then was substituted in the 66th. Today he comes in the 81st minute. He's a forward, Gilbert, isn't he?
Yeah, he's a very, very influential player, especially on the right-hand side of the attack. And I think he's just been brought in to try and keep Kadunya on his feet.
Try and keep him busy.
Yeah, just keep him busy so he doesn't move forward.
Foul here. Referee is gonna issue a card for Dawit Tafaraguta. Taking up his third yellow card. Unnecessarily so. I think the coaches as well being told to calm down. The verbal tirade because the coach is not happy. You know, you can see it on his face, but he's not a combative coach at all. I will never see him in that kind of situation, even with the officials. I'm talking about Haile Gabremedin. So he must just be feeling a little bit unfairly treated on his side.
He's a 4% George player.
I know he is. I know. I know. So there's, I told you, there's a lot of energy in this game for various reasons. And a couple of players on this side have been on the other side as well. It's going to be headed out. I'm looking for a chance to try and come in for a shot. That doesn't quite work out easily. This is going to go back to Baru Negash, who will start it very quickly. Oh. You probably would know that Yasser Bugero, this goes over. Yasser Bugero and Mehari Mena are former players of St. George. And Abdul Karim Mohammed and Leam Birhanu are former Sidama players. So there's a lot of familiarity here, and you know what it breeds usually. They say it breeds contempt, and that's what we're seeing. The left foot shot spearing off target from Gabriel Mikhail. He's always very apologetic when he misses these things. Gives a very good demeanor. Belai, Binyam, the freshest legs on the field, and the second freshest legs on the field of Ikezu Bagari. And then some other fresh legs as well of Johannes. Combination of three pairs of fresh legs on the Sidama side on one side, but doesn't keep possession. The character is what we're looking at, Gilbert. The character of Sidama must come into question now.
Absolutely, absolutely. And they have to be very, very compact defensively and, try and manage the game moving forward if they have to run away with this one.
Well, the character of St. George also comes into question in this one. Can they be able to come back in a game and be able to take the points?
I think what is going to happen is that they're going to use what we call power play. They will try to go beyond the midfield and try to hit their strikers, and hopefully that Sidama may make a mistake.
Well, Fanol is talking about feeling something on his thigh. Usually when you're clutching onto that, it's an hamstring. The coach of the St. George side in some exchange of notes with Serihun Zingeta, the assistant coach. They have to consult now. Afolabi is also giving tips about what he thinks should be done here. He himself picked up a very nice ball that was floated for him by Mamadou Sidibe. Had the first touch and the second touch put it in the net. He picked Barunegash on simply what you'd call the rhythm. He just distorted what Barunegash thought he would be doing. And Baru thought he would take another step, then a shot. He takes a step on the second touch. He gets Baru Negesh off his rhythm and off his line as well. The big goalkeeper, Sedi, as he likes to be called by his friends, is down on the ground for some pain on the hamstring. The goalkeepers will be treated on the field of play. 2 saves that he has made. And that doesn't include the penalty that was fluffed by the St. George side. Abeli Aleo missing it. Some last minute instructions will be given here. I tell you, every game from now on, if you're in the mid-table and trying to get up to the top of the table, it's going to be played as a final. But Fernando, he thought he was going to be getting away from that with that one, but it's yellow card. It's for time wasting.
Yeah, absolutely.
There was, look at his mouth. He's still trying to say, look, I got some pain here. But we know that he was taking time off the clock. That's what the referee knows as well. Now, he gets his second yellow card for the same reason of just time wasting. I think Gabriel Medina has done a good job on the Sidama side. Even the way they have played all together in today's game. Here it's picked up by a nice little turn by Bogale. Doesn't get to it after beating the defender as well. Well, Bogale leaves the ball after he has already gotten the better of the defender, Gilbert.
They've really found a field there, especially in between the 2 central defenders. And that is Demo and Frimpong Mensah. Have had a lot to do in this particular game.
Oh, that was going to be a good one. It turns in the defender, Frimpong, and then it doesn't go on to the right foot after that. Could have gone on a shot on the left, but Baru Negesh was covering as well. It's good effort by Yugezu Bogale. They have another free kick, the Sidama side. It's just a couple of minutes to the end of this game. Nice little touch by Yugezu. Meari Mena has come in to help. Nice. This is taken away by Josef Johannes. Plays it to Mehari. And then Jafera Guta. They've already gotten the better of Frimpong Mensah. Mamadou Sidibe is dummying the ball, but he doesn't look behind him. He manages to get back onto it. He's going to try and come back into the center, losing his footing in the process, losing the possession as well. It's going to be a foul here, but it's going to be for the St. George side. But they're finding it very difficult to stop them.
Those are tired legs by Mamadou Sidibe. I mean, he had all the time in the world to give a correct pass. Dildy Darling on the ball, and eventually don't speak from him.
Frimpong Mensah brings it back to Haida Sharefa. 1 minute and 57 seconds remaining in regular time. In a very difficult game for both sides. But that's been made more difficult by Sidama for St. George. They won 2-0 against Baradar. I'm talking about St. George. But previously had lost to Elita by 1-2. They drew 1-1 with Chima. Won 1-0 against the Ethiopia Buna side in the Shegar Derby. Drew 0-0 with Sebeta. Drew 1-1 with Hawassa. And they're not having the best of luck in this one today here. Enough men from Sidama arriving. Headed off by Adunya. Tefera Guta picks it up. He goes for a shot. Easily taken by Baru Negesh. Yep, he knows should have used the power earlier on when he was closer to go. He's headed out. I think we've got another man on the ground. Looks to me like Fetudin Jamal. It is Fetudin Jamal. Could have been trying to shield the ball earlier on. And got a knock. Of the goal is on the verge of becoming a superstar here. Okiki Afolabi. If it ends this way, he will be the man who's being celebrated. So it's going to be a free kick for throw-in for St. George. Deans was deemed to have been off the ball. It takes a little time, but then ultimately clears it all together. Sidibe is overreaching to try and get that ball from Demo. He'll be singled out for a foul. We're playing the 90th minute of the game. If Sidama win this one, it's going to be the biggest win they have notched so far because they needed it so badly. And they're playing against a team that is the most successful in the Ethiopian Premier League. They would have gotten the better of them all through this game. Oh, is that 6 minutes at a time?
That's a lot of time.
Yeah, that's 6 minutes at a
lot
time.
of time on the clock.
It is a lot of time in a game of football. And anything happens in 6 minutes. So Sidama still have a chance to take the lead further. And St. George have a chance to tie the game as well and see whether they can take the lead within the number of given minutes. It's going to go back into the midfield. Pushed again by Ndale. Frimpong just bent on pushing it to his man. Yaleo now brings it to Gabriel Mikhail and Haida Shirefa. Tries to punch it through for Adunya. Well, Ikazu Bakale just wants to get it out of his area. That's the only thing he's concentrating on. It's going to be a foul that will be given to the new man on that side, Abraham Getachew. So St. George will get a chance for a free kick. It's a little push that comes off Viranu Ashamo. Well spotted by the referee, isn't it?
Absolutely. He's been a rock. Ashamo has really been a rock for Sidama in that holding midfield, cutting out all the supply to the St. George strikers.
Oh, he hasn't scored a goal, but if you ask me, he should have been the man of the match today. You know, if it's going to go in their side, it's really done well. This again rolls out of the field of play. It's going to be a goal kick that will be given to the Sidama side. Frimpong Mensu trying to turn it into the net. And a good number of men trying to go for the head there. They don't get onto it. They're sliding. There's the header. There is all bodies going for it. Viranu Ashamo again being part of this one. They made a very last-minute substitution. Araya is coming in for Sherefa on the St. George side. Damawi Araya has only played one game for the side. This is going to be his second game, and he only played 19 minutes. He's always coming in the very last minutes. But he's replaced the very tired Haida Sherefa in that midfield.
Yeah, he's a holding midfielder. I think the coach is trying to see exactly what he has, you know, in terms of the bench.
He's
For future planning.
He's trying to go out on the right side. The foul will be given to St. George. Emmanuel Gabriel Mikhail is in a hurry to take it. The Sidama side don't seem to want to give it out so easily. It's going to be a free kick here from the right side, and Kadunya will be going for it. It's coming from the right side. Oh, very well blocked by Dawit Tafaraguta. Never mind his height. And a long ball out of the front. The goalkeeper is off his line. It's a chance to be a superstar here. It hits the net. It's the loveliest of goals by a substitute. Yikezu Pokale has put it in the net. Unbeaten Barunegash here. 93rd minute of the game. And this will obviously summarize it for the Sidama side today with the loveliest of superstar goals from a super sub coming into the 70th minute and scoring 23 minutes after that. What a goal from Yikezu Bogale. Just from the goings on in the field, the fact that the goalkeeper is off his line, Tefere Kuta putting him through from their own half, and one touch beating the goalkeeper and beating the midfielder as well. Gilbert, this has got to rank as one of the best goals so far.
Well, talk about the St. George side that has pushed literally everyone in the Sidama half and leaving their bare, the backline bare, and what a way to finish. Igezu came in the second half, and that is the striker that you wanted to bring in to finish the game for you.
There was a lot of anxiety on the bench when it goes into the net. There's a lot of celebration as well. I was expecting to see a couple of other somersaults as well. But I tell you, that has got to be the sweetest goal so far. Sidama 2, St. George 0. A 93rd minute goal by Yikezu Bogale. And again, they're not even letting off. They're still trying to run it forward. They're going to be enjoying themselves now. This comes back to the goalkeeper, Baru Negash. What a run. What a supply from Dawit Teferaguta. But the timing in itself, it's going to be a beautiful goal because they needed it to take the lead. and they had beaten the defenders. And there was anxiety over the goalkeeper being off his line, and whether or not Ikezu Bugale was going to do anything to it, and the fact that he only had one touch on it. Yep, Frank Natal is filling the pitch. A yellow card will go to Ioannis. It's the third yellow card that he's gotten in the Ethiopian Premier League. And now we are playing the 96th minute of the game. Yeah, that's a very high put that was going on to the other substitute, Abraham Getachew. Gilbert, sum it up for us. Oh, well, let's wait for this move to go on and then you tell me what you think about it. Before the doctor, Bazazeo, probably will blow the whistle for the end of it. Set it out by Fetudin, and another big one that sends it up at the front. Abdul Karim was going for it. This is going to be desperate moments for the St. George. The first one in the 47th minute, and Okiki Afolabi control and pushing into the net away from Barunegash, and that stayed on until the 90 minutes. But in added time, then Chawit Tafera Guta puts through the new substitute, and Ikezu Bugale does not disappoint. He puts the ball into the net, past the defenders and past the goalkeeper. From the Hawassa University Stadium, Sidama Buna 2, St. George 0. It's full time.
ክቡራን ተመልካቾቻችን ወሳኙን ያለመውረድ ትንቅንቅ ሲዳማ ቡና በ3 ነጥብና በ2 ጎሎች ተወጥቷል። ቅዱስ ጊዮርጊስ ማሸነፍ ቢችል የሁለተኝነትን ደረጃ መያዝ የሚችልበትን እድል አጥቷል። በሁለተኛው አጋማሽ በተቆጠሩ 2 ጎሎች ኦኪኪ ኦፎላቤ እንዲሁም ደግሞ ተቀይሮ የገባው ይገዙ ቦጋለ የሲዳማ ቡናን 2 ጎሎች በማስቆጠር ሲዳማ ቡና 2-0 ማሸነፍ ችሏል። ደረጃውንም ነጥቡንም ከፍ ማድረግ ችሏል። በጨዋታው ከመጀመሪያው 45 ደቂቃ ሁለተኛው 45 ደቂቃ የተሻለ ፉክክር የነበረበት እንዲሁም ደግሞ ፍጹም ቅጣት ምት የተሳተበት አጋማሽ ነበር። በቅዱስ ጊዮርጊስ በኩል በሁለት ተከታታይ ጨዋታዎች ሁለተኛ ፍጹም ቅጣት ምት ተስቷል። ሰላዲን ሰይድ በመጨረሻው ጨዋታ፣ ዛሬ ደግሞ አቤል ያለው ፍጹም ቅጣት ምት አምክነዋል። በጨዋታው ደስተኛ የሆኑት የሲዳማ ቡና ተጫዋቾች በከፍተኛ ሁኔታ ደስታቸውን እየገለጹ ይገኛሉ። የዛሬን ጨዋታ በማሸነፋቸው ምክንያት ከክለቡ የተዘጋጀላቸውን ከፍተኛ መጠን ያለውን የጨዋታ ማበረታቻም እንደሚሰጣቸው ከጨዋታው በፊት ሰምቶ ነበር። ሲዳማ ቡና ደረጃውን ከፍ አድርጓል። አሁን ደግሞ በቀጣዮቹ ጨዋታዎች የሚመዘገቡትን የሌሎች ቡድኖች ውጤት መጠበቅም ይቀጥላል ማለት ነው። ነገ በወራጅነት ቀጠና ሰንጠረዥ ላይ ድሬዳዋ ከተማ ከወልቂጤ ከተማ የሚያደርጉትን ጨዋታ ሲዳማ ቡናዎች የሚጠብቅ ይሆናል። በቅዱስ ጊዮርጊስ በኩል ቀጣይ ጨዋታዎችን ሁለተኛ ደረጃ ለማግኘት የሚደረጉ ጨዋታዎችን የሚያደርግ ይሆናል በቀጣዮቹ የሐዋሳ ቆይታው ማለት ነው። በዚህ ጨዋታ ላይ ጎል በማስቆጠርና የቡድኑን አሸናፊነት ጉዞ በማመቻቸት የውድድር ዘመኑን 4ኛ ጎል ያስቆጠረው ኦኪኪ ኦፎላቢ ጋር ቆይታ የምናደርግ ነው የሚሆነው። የሲዳማ ቡና ሰንዴ ሙቱኮ እየተመለከታችሁት ነው በምስሉ ላይ። በዛሬው ጨዋታ ላይ የሳላዲን ሰይድን ማጥቃት እንቅስቃሴ ከሚያቆሙ ተጫዋቾች መካከል አንዱ ነበር። ከጎል አስቆጣሪው ኦኪኪ ኦፎላቢ ጋር ቆይታ እናደርጋለን። Congratulations for your goal and for your win.
Thank you, brother.
How was the game in your opinion?
It's so nice, man. We thank God for everything. Alhamdulillah.
You scored your fourth goal and the opener of the game. And how was your finishing? The ball is given long, and how was it?
It's so nice, but we do it together. It's teamwork, We finish it nice.
Yeah, I know you are fasting Ramadan, and how is playing in fasting Ramadan?
Oh, it's so difficult, but we thank God for God to give me the energy to do it.
It was a decisive win for you. And what are you planning with the next 3 games?
We want to win our 3 games with the grace of God.
And you are sure you won't be relegated?
No.
Thanks very much.
Thank you.
ቀደም ሲል እንግዲህ የኦኪኪ ኦፎላቢ የሲዳማ ቡናን አጥቂ ነው ቀደም ሲል የተመለከትነው። የረመዳን ጾምን እየጾመ ነው የዛሬን ጨዋታ ያደረገው። ጨዋታውን እየጾሙ መጫወት የተጨማሪ ኃይል ይሰጣል የሚል አስተያየቱን ሰጥቷል። የውድድር ዘመኑን አራተኛ ጎልም ማስቆጠር ችሏል። ረፋድ ላይ በተደረገ ጨዋታ 2 ጎሎች በተመለከትንበት ጨዋታ ወላይታ ዲቻ ከጅማ አባጅፋር ጋር 1-1 ተለያይቷል። ሲዳማ ቡና ደግሞ ቅዱስ ጊዮርጊስን 2-0 በሆነ ውጤት አሸንፏል። ክቡራን ተመልካቾቻችን ቀጥሎ ቆይታ የምናደርገው ደግሞ ከቅዱስ ጊዮርጊሱ አሰልጣኝ ፍራንክ ኑቴል ጋር ይሆናል ማለት ነው። 2-0 የጨዋታ ውጤት የተጠናቀረበት ውጤት ነው። ነገ የሚደረጉ ቀጣይ ጨዋታዎችም አሉ። የሲዳማ ቡና ጎሎች ዛሬ የተቆጠሩትን 2 ጎሎች ኦኪኬ ኦፉላቢ በሁለተኛው አጋማሽ የመጀመሪያውን ጎል አስቆጥሯል። ይገዙ ቦጋለ ደግሞ ሁለተኛውን ጎል አስቆጥሯል። ከቅዱስ ጊዮርጊሱ አሰልጣኝ ፍራንክ ኑቴል ጋር ቆይታችን የምናደርግ ይሆናል። ኮች, your team lost 2-0. How was the game on your opinion?
Well, it's a game that the other team scored 2 goals and we scored 0, so that's the way the game went. That's the way the game was. We had some opportunities to go ahead in the game, and then we had opportunities to get back in the game, and we didn't take our opportunities.
Your players missed 2 penalties in 2 consecutive games. What's your view on that?
We need to practice more on penalties.
Your team managed a single shot on targets, and what do you think about your attacking? Was it bad on today's game?
Well, in the past games, a number of chances created have been good, and we've created a lot of chances. So I need to go back and look at the video, to be honest, and see where the problem lies today. Why we didn't, as you say, if we didn't create many chances, then why that is.
Thanks very much.
Okay, thanks very much.
ቀደም ሲል የቅዱስ ጊዮርጊሱ አሰልጣኝ ፍራንክ ኑቴል እና የሰማነው አስተያየታቸውን ከጨዋታው በኋላ በሁለት ተከታታይ ጨዋታዎች 2 ወሳኝ ፍጹም ቅጣት ምቶችን ስተዋል። በሙከራ ደረጃም 14 ሙከራዎችን ሲዳማ ቡናዎች፣ ቅዱስ ጊዮርጊስ ደግሞ 10 ሙከራዎችን ማድረግ ችሏል። 6 ኢላማቸውን የጠበቁ፣ 3 በቅዱስ ጊዮርጊስ ኢላማቸውን የጠበቁ ሙከራዎች ተደርገዋል። 52 ከመቶ የኳስ ቁጥጥር በቅዱስ ጊዮርጊስ በኩል፣ 48 ከመቶ በሲዳማ ቡና በኩል የነበረ የጨዋታ የኳስ ቁጥጥር ነው። ከአሰልጣኝ ገብረመድህን ኃይሌ ጋር ነው ጨዋታውን ቆይታችንን የምናደርገው። አሰልጣኝ ገብረመድህን እንግዲህ ጨዋታውን 2-0 አሸንፋቸዋል። ባሰብከው እቅድ ተሳክቶልሃል? ጨዋታውን እንደጠበቅከው ነበር?
አዎ፣ ይሄ ጨዋታ በጣም ለኛ አስፈላጊ ነበረ። 3 ነጥብ ያስፈልገናል። ከዚህ ከወራጅ ቀጠና ለመውጣትም ከስነ ልቦና አንጻር ማለት ነው። እንግዲህ ከድሬዳዋ ጀምሮ እስካሁን ባለው ሁኔታ በጣም ጥሩ ሊባል የሚችል ነውና አመጣጣችን በሚቀጥሉት ጨዋታዎች ላይ የሚፈጥርብን የሞራል ስንቅ ይሆናል ብዬ አስባለሁና የዛሬውን ጨዋታ ያው በፈለግነው መልክ ሄዷል ማለት ይቻላል።
የጨዋታ ወሳኝ ነጥብ ማለት የምንችለው የኦኪኪ ጎል ወይስ የተሳተውን ፍጹም ቅጣት ምት በቅዱስ ጊዮርጊስ በኩል የቱን የጨዋታ ወሳኝ ተርኒንግ ፖይንት ነው ትላለህ?
ሁሉም ወሳኝ ነው። የኦኪኪ በጣም ቡድናችንን የተሻለ የአሸናፊነት ስሜት እንዲኖረው አድርጎታል ማለት ይቻላል። ቅጣት በመሳቱም ደግሞ በዛው ልክ ነው። ግን ሁለተኛውም ጎል ራሱ በራሱ አንድ ተጽዕኖ ፈጥሯል ብዬ ነው የማስበው።
ባልተለመደ ሁኔታ ሁለተኛው ጎል ሲቆጠር በጣም ከፍተኛ የደስታ ስሜት አሳይታል።
ምክንያቱ እንግዲህ አሁን በጣም ቅድም እንደነገርኩ አስፈላጊ ነበረ 3 ነጥብ ማግኘት ማለት ነው። ለእኛ ተርኒንግ ፖይንት ነው። ምክንያቱም አጠገባችን ያሉት ቡድኖችን አልፈን የምንሄድበትን ቀጣይ ውድድሮች ደግሞ ያሉብንን 3 ጨዋታዎች እንደየሁኔታው ማለት ነው መሄድ የምንችልባቸው ሁኔታ ነው። ይሄን ነጥብ ሳትይዝ ግን ሌላ ነገር ማሰብ አይቻልም እና ለዛ ነው የሁለተኛው ጎል የአሸናፊነት እንትናችን ያረጋገጠበት ሁኔታ ስለነበረ ማለት ነው።
ከልብ አመሰግናለሁ። አሰልጣኝ ገብረመድህን ኃይሌ ዛሬ ያገኘው 3 ነጥብ ተጨምሮ እንግዲህ በውድድር ዘመኑ ካለበት ደረጃና ነጥቡን ከፍ ማድረግ ችሏል። ሲዳማ ቡና 12 የማጥቃት እንቅስቃሴ መነሻዎች የነበሯቸውን ሂደቶች አድርጓል። ቅዱስ ጊዮርጊሶች 11 የማጥቃት እንቅስቃሴ መነሻዎች ነበሯቸው። በእነዚህ ሂደቶች እንግዲህ መኮንን እንደምትመለከተው በቀኝም በግራም በኩል መሀል ለመሀልም የነበሩ የማጥቃት እንቅስቃሴዎች ነበሩ። ኢላማቸውን በመጠበቅ ረገድ ግን አስተማማኝ የሚባሉ ሙከራዎችን በተለይ በቅዱስ ጊዮርጊስ በኩል ማግኘት ከባድ ነበር።
አሰልጣኝ ፍራንክ ኑቴል አስተያየት ሲሰጡ እድሎችን መጠቀም አለብን የሚል አስተያየትን ሰጥተዋል። ነገር ግን በጨዋታው ላይ ቅዱስ ጊዮርጊስ በጣም ደካማ የነበረበት አንደኛው የሜዳ ክፍል ማጥቃት ላይ ነበሩ እድሎችን አለመጠቀም የግብ እድሎችን መፍጠር ትልቅ ችግር ነበረበት እና እድሎችን መጠቀም የሚለውን ጥያቄ ከማንሳቱ በፊት እድሎችን መፍጠር የሚለው ይቀርማልና ዛሬ በቅዱስ ጊዮርጊስ በኩል ያንን አልተመለከትንም። አማካይ ክፍል ላይ ምንም አይነት ፈጠራ የለም። አጥቂ መስመር ላይ የመስመር ተጫዋቾቹ ሰላዲን ሰይድ ዛሬ ጥሩ ጊዜን አላሳለፉም። ተከላካይ መስመር ላይ በተመሳሳይ ብዙ ስህተቶችን ሰርተዋል። የመጀመሪያ ጎል ሲቆጠር፣ ሁለተኛ ጎል ሲቆጠር ከኋላ የነበሩ ክፍተቶች አሉ። ግብ ጠባቂውን ጨምሮ ዛሬ ባህሩ ነጋሽን ጨምሮ ስህተት ሰርተዋል እና ዛሬ እንደ ቅዱስ ጊዮርጊስ ደጋፊዎችን የማይመጥን ቡድኑንም ያለውን ታሪክና ስኬት የማይመጥን እንቅስቃሴ ነው። በግል ፐርፎርማንስ ብንመለከት እንኳን አንድ ተጫዋች ጥሩ ጊዜን አሳልፈዋል ለማለት ይከብደኛል። በአጠቃላይ በውድድር ዘመኑ ከሜዳ ውጭም ሜዳ ውስጥም ያለውን በችግሮች የተከበበውን ቅዱስ ጊዮርጊስ የተመለከትንበት 90 ደቂቃ ነው። ሲዳማ ቡና ላለመውረድ እየታገለ የሚገኝ ቡድን ነው። በጣም አስደናቂ ነበረ። ድሉም ይገባዋል ብዬ ነው የማስበው።
ፍጹም ቅጣት ምቶች አራተኛ ፍጹም ቅጣት ምት ሲሳት በዚህ ሜዳ ተመልክተናል። ሁለቱ ደግሞ ከቅዱስ ጊዮርጊስ ነው። ሳላዲን ሰይድ ባለፈው ጨዋታ፣ ዛሬ አቤል ያለው ፍጹም ቅጣት ምት ስቷል። ጠዋትም በነበረው ጨዋታ ላይ ፍጹም ቅጣት ምት ተስቷልና ይሄ ነገር እንዴት ነው?
የሜዳው ችግር አይመስለኝም።
ግን የጠዋቱና አሁን ተመሳሳይነት አለ። ሁለቱም የላይኛውን ማዕዘን ነው የስንታየው መንግስቱና የአቤል ያለው ማለት ነው። ምናልባት የድሬዳዋ አሰልጣኝ ቢኖር ልስታን ስለ የግቦቹ ማዕዘኖች እና አግዳሚዎች ይነግረን ነበር።
የፍጹም ቅጣት ምቱ ላይ ማንሳት የሚቻለው የፍራንክ ኖታልን አስተያየት ነው የምጋራው። እዛ ላይ መስራት አለባቸው ተጫዋቾች። ሰሞኑን የተሳቱትን ኳሶች ካየ የተጫዋቾቹ የአመታት ቴክኒክ ድክመት እንጂ ከጎሉ ጋር ከምናምን ጋር የሚገናኝ አይመስለኝም።
እስኪ ወደ ሙከራዎቹ እንሂድ። በሁለተኛው 45 ደቂቃ የነበረውን የጨዋታ እንቅስቃሴ እንመልከት። የጨዋታዎቹ ወሳኝ ሂደቶችም የነበሩት በሁለተኛው 45 ደቂቃ ነው። ኦኪኬ አፎላቤ አራተኛውን የውድድር ዘመኑን ጎል በዚህ መንገድ ነበር ያስቆጠረው።
በጣም ዲስኦርጋናይዝድ የሆነ የቅዱስ ጊዮርጊስ የተከላካይ መስመር የተመለከትንበት ነው። ከሱ አስቀድሞ ግን የኳሱ አቀባይ ሊደነቅ ይገባል። ከዛ ባሻገር የማማዱ ሲዲቤ የሚደነቅ ኳስ ነው ያቀበለው። ኦኪኬ አፎላቤ የመጀመሪያ ተቹ ሁሉም ነገር ጨርሶታል ብዬ አስባለሁ። በጣም አስደናቂ ኮንትሮል፣ ከዛ ደግሞ የአጨራረስ ብቃቱ በጣም የተለየ ነው። የግብ ጠባቂውን መውጣትና ክፍት ቦታውን ተመልክቶ ነው ያስቆጠረውና የባህሩ ነጋሽ አቋቋም ራሱ ትክክል አልመሰለኝም። ምክንያቱም በጣም ብዙ ስፔስ ነው የሰጠውና ያንን በሚገባ ተጠቅሞታል። ኦኪኬ አፎላቤ የ2010ን አስደናቂውን ብቃት የሚያስታውስ ጎል ይመስለኛል።
በተከታይነት ደግሞ ቅዱስ ጊዮርጊስ ወደ ማጥቃት እንቅስቃሴ መጥተው ያገኙትን ፍጹም ቅጣት ምት ነው የምንመለከተው። ይህ ፍጹም ቅጣት ምት በሁለት ተከታታይ ጨዋታዎች የመከነ ቅጣት ምት ነው። ሂደቱ ይህንን ይመስላል። አማኑኤል ገብረ ሚካኤል በግሩም ሁኔታ የፍጹም ቅጣት ምቱን ማስገኘት ችሏል።
የዛሬው የቅዱስ ጊዮርጊስ የተሻለው የማጥቃት ሂደትና እንቅስቃሴ ይሄኛው ሂደት ነው። አማኑኤል ገብረ ሚካኤል በጣም በአስደናቂ የግል ብቃቱን ተጠቅሞ ነው ወደ ሳጥን ውስጥ የገባው። የፈቱዲን ጀማል ታክል በጣም የተሳሳተና ሬክለስ ነው፣ ቸልተኝነት የተሞላበት መሆኑን ያየንበት ነው። ነገር ግን ቅዱስ ጊዮርጊስ ይህንን የፍጹም ቅጣት ምት መጠቀም አልቻለም። ባለፈው ሰላዲን ሰይድ ነው የሳተው፣ ዛሬ ደግሞ ተረኛው አቤል ያለው ሆኗል። ስለዚህ እዚህ ላይ ቅዱስ ጊዮርጊስ በጣም መስራት ያለበት ይመስለኛል። በጣም ፈጣን ቴክኒካል የሆኑ ተጫዋቾች ስላሉት ብዙ ጊዜ የፍጹም ቅጣት ምት የማግኘት እድሉ ሰፊ ይመስለኛል ቅዱስ ጊዮርጊስ እና ያንን መጠቀም ግን የቡድኑ ትልቁ ክፍተት ነው።
4 ጎሎችን ለሲዳማ ቡና ያስቆጠረው ኦኪኬ አፎላቤ ወሳኝነቱ በዛሬው ጨዋታ ላይ አሳይቶ ነበር። ነገር ግን በጉዳት ምክንያት ከሜዳ ወጥቷል። ከጨዋታ በኋላም በሱፐር ስፖርት ቃለመጠይቅ ተደርጎለት ነበር። ምናልባት የኦኪኬ መውጣት ላለመውረድ በሚደረገው ትግል ለሲዳማ ቡና የራሱ ተጽዕኖ ይኖረዋል።
ከባድ ጉዳት አይመስለኝም። ምናልባት በቀጣዩ የኢትዮጵያ ቡና ጨዋታ የሚመለስ ይመስለኛል። የጡንቻ ጉዳት ይመስላልና ከእረፍት ጋር የሚገናኝ ስለሆነ ጥሩ ሕክምና ከተደረገለት ተመልሶ እንደሚመጣ አስባለሁ። ግን እሱን ቀይሮት የገባው ይገዙ ቦጋለም በጣም አስደናቂ ጎል ማስቆጠር ችሏል። ተቀይሮ ከገባ በኋላም ተጽዕኖ በጣም ትልቅ ነበረ። በአንድ አጋጣሚም ጎል ሊያስቆጥር የሚችልበት እድል ነበረው። ነገር ግን የጎሉን ያስቆጠረበት መንገድ፣ የዳዊት ተፈራ ኳሱን ያሻገረበት መንገድ፣ ሲዳማ ቡና ዛሬ በብዙ መንገድ ለእኔ በጣም ልዩ ቡድን ነበረ። ማሸነፍም ይገባዋል። ቅዱስ ጊዮርጊስ በአንጻሩ ከዚህ ጨዋታ 3 ነጥብ አይደለም 1 ነጥብም አይገባውም ነበር።
በነገራችን ላይ የጎሉ መነሻ የነበረው እዚህ አሁን የቆምንበት የሜዳ ክፍል ላይ ቅዱስ ጊዮርጊስ ያገኘው ቅጣት ምት ነበር። ለማሻማት ሞከረ። የተደረበው